let me introduce you to Keith McPhail. Keith McPhail is a candidate for Texas 10th Congressional District, and he is running up against Republican incumbent Michael McCall. So, welcome, Keith. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're running for office?
Yeah, absolutely. So, first of all, thanks for having me. What an honor. It's very nice to be here and very nice to follow James. I think I'll be able to build on what he just said and echo a number of the themes. But, so my background, I have a long career in media and entertainment. And, I've spent a long time with the Texas Exes. I spent 10 years, the Association of Former Students for the University of Texas at Austin. I'm sort of the rare case of being an A&M grad who spent 3 years at UT as an undergrad. And so that kind of puts me in both worlds, which my district is sort of in both worlds. So when the new maps came out and I saw that, wow, we're looking at Travis County matched to Aggie land, it started to really click. Like these are very disparate communities, but people that I both relate to. And it was through my time with Texas Exes. There was a time when I was the chapter president for the New York chapter, and I'd gotten involved in some conversations with the president of the university that were specifically about Pell Grants and specifically about the desire to start getting the students through the program in 4 years. Anyone who went to UT specifically in the 90s or 80s would know that you really couldn't get through the process in 4 years. It was kind of a 5-year process. And they have a program called Longhorns on the Hill. They invite a large number of people who are associated with the university, the head of the Texas Exes, the athletic director, the president, and the policy advocates for the university. And you meet in Washington and they lay out sort of, this is how you lobby for an issue in Congress. This is the right way to approach a congressperson. And then they break you up and you spend your day going office to office, meeting with people. At the time it was, Beto and meeting with Joaquin Castro and folks like that. And that's really kind of how I learned sort of the initial function of how the Washington actually works. And when I arrived at this point where we're seeing reproductive freedom taken away. We're seeing this strategy that's being used by the Federalist Society to pass laws that they couldn't legislate by re-adjudicating the judicial policy that's stripping people of their rights. That was kind of the thing that I said, I can't let this go any further. You mentioned earlier that it's so difficult right now for Democrats to run, particularly in certain spots like very red districts. This is a very red district that I'm in, and it's a big challenge. But I think where we're at right now, as James pointed out, one, you can't be afraid to flip a red district. It can be done, but it has to be done by building with independents and building with Republicans that you can get to cross over. And because of my background and experience, I think that I can do that. And I think the stakes of winning back our reproductive freedom and the necessity of winning back the House for a Democratic majority and what that actually means just to the basic functioning of our government, but most importantly, the retaking of our civil rights. It's just too important to sit out. And so that's why I started this, and I'm asking people to join me in building a coalition that can win a red district.
Wonderful. That sounds great. So, what are the top 3 issues that you feel are the most important for your district?
So reproductive freedom is it. And if we can get a referendum on reproductive freedom to where we can isolate this as the issue that the voters in District 10 are going to decide, I think that is how we flip the seat. That is something that, I have not met a Democrat that isn't just hair on fire about getting this done. But independents and Republicans, the Republican support other than the pro-life coalition, they're very loud, but they, really do not run that party. And they all want to see, a candidate that can take this on and get it across the goal line. From there, you're seeing sort of some of the same things that align with, the taking away of rights. You're seeing, companies that are way too severe on their workers and worker protection, and on the same side, the creation of jobs. I think is sort of the same issue, but people don't want to see teachers under attack. That just makes no sense. People do not want to see corporations just openly abusing their employees. They don't want to see employees that are subject to layoffs that then cause all kinds of problems in the community that are just riding the ups and downs of a corporation that's being too heavy-handed. So that's why I'm very proud to have the endorsement of the AFL-CIO of Texas. I think the worker issue is key, and then to add to that, I would say it's really investment in the district. There's so much opportunity, particularly if you're looking at the emerging technology that's coming. Going back to what I just said, people want to see jobs, but people want to see projects that are steering investment into District 10. As these infrastructure budgets are coming out of the White House, they want to see real tangible projects. And if you look into a lot of the Democratic districts in Texas, you see tangible results because Democratic congressmen are bringing home results from Washington. And if you look into a lot of the red districts, and certainly this one, you're not seeing those projects. And somebody needs to do a better job of taking care, particularly of our two research universities, and then building opportunity for the citizens to take advantage of that new technology.
Wonderful. I used to be in District 10, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. So I definitely understand what you're saying. So tell us, Keith, where can we find you, and how best can we support you right now while you're running for office?
Yeah, so keithtexas.com should be easy to remember, just keithtexas.com. Roll there. Again, donations, as James said, is super, super helpful. I've just added TikTok also just this week. So go there, give me a harsh critique. I will add him, and hopefully you can add me as well. But I find TikTok is actually really great because you can have side conversations just like that, and you can also find me on Facebook or Twitter. Very easy to find. It's, almost all of them are the same. Keith TX10 is my handle across the board.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to introduce us to you and tell us a little bit about your platform. I really appreciate you spending the evening with us. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you on the campaign trail.
Thank you so much, Nancy.